and I can
Record.
dim the volume up and down.
I didn't even hear you tapping when you did that.
I guess. How about that? Is it any louder when I do that?
Oh wow, yeah, that's louder. Yeah,
But you
that's
know what
totally
happened?
louder. You took it out of your ass?
No, it's still in there.
What did you do?
I was tapping on it.
Now I can't hear you as well. But see, if I can't hear you as well, that might actually work because, like, I only listen. Oh, by the way, what's up, motherfuckers? We're live. Um, forgot to say that. I've only
Yeah, that's
listened
to
to
let
like
you know.
two
But
of our episodes. You're always louder than me. So maybe if you're not as loud, maybe that'll help.
oh, okay. Well, I turned
We
my
can
mic
we
down.
can be more balanced. I don't know. See, I think my mic needs to be turned up, but I've never really taken the time to deal with it. So I just said fuck it and left it alone. But yeah, what's up? We're live. Uh, it's Sunday. I don't know when the fuck we're gonna do this. It'll be like Friday. We'll probably do some of each. Like we'll probably do some Sundays and some Fridays and some Saturdays, which is really, I
Whenever the
guess, what we've been doing.
when the mood hits us right.
Yeah, you know, whatever the fuck's going on the weekends and all that shit. And, you know, we do need to do, I think our next one, you know what we should do? Next Friday we should do one because there's fights on Friday on Fight Pass. So we can do like a post-fight show and then you can drink because you haven't really drank a whole lot the past couple. We need to fix that.
Yeah, it's
Um,
hard tweeting Sunday afternoon. I mean, tweeting.
sure you're not
Drinking.
drinking?
Maybe I should start.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll do a little each. But yeah, there are fights Friday, so we'll cover those too. Um, but yeah, so what did you do like over the weekend?
Went over to the brewery last night. Oh, we went walking with my better half, the boss, Pants, and I went to a local state park, and it's very non-hilly where we are, as you know, but we went down near the river, and they've got waterfalls and hiking trails, and it's only like 5 miles, but it took us like 2.5 hours to walk it because it was, oh man, it was rough, and I was so sore. And then we left there and stopped at this barbecue joint next to the river and ate, and then that was like, I don't know, 4:30. So then we decided to, instead of chilling out at the house and falling asleep on the couch, we went over to the Aviator Brewery, sat outside till about 9. Then they ordered pizza in there, and then we decided, hey, pizza sounds good. So we stopped on the way home and grabbed a Papa John's and ate that, and just kind of chilled out. By then it was 10, 11 o'clock, and I just watched TV. Friday night though, I don't know what I did. Oh man, I was wiped out Friday from the week and just kind of chilling. I didn't even start drinking till like 10:30. That's
See,
sad.
if I would want to go to sleep by then.
Oh, I was ready to, but I hate sleeping. I hate going to sleep, but I hate getting up.
What are you 4?
Yes. No, I don't take naps. 4-year-olds take naps.
Oh yeah. No, like I've been busy as shit. Like for a few weeks now. You know, dad in town last weekend, and work was crazy as shit again this week. Like it's just been long, go, 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 don't stop weeks.
A lot of
So
brain surgeries.
that's not true. I'm not
Uh,
a,
no,
a
you're not a
brain surgeon.
world-renowned Duke graduate brain surgeon. No.
No. Um, so Thursday, my youngest nephew, what was I been calling him? Little guy? I don't fucking know. I don't know what I was calling him because I have names for all of them, so we don't use the real names. The little one, he turned 13 on Saturday, which is
Oh,
nuts. Like, just holy crap, 13 really? So we went to Captain America on Thursday night, which was really good. That I know you're not a huge comic book guy,
no,
but
I like the
I thought
previews
I
of that.
remember. Yeah, and I thought I remember you saying you like Captain America. Maybe I'm remembering incorrectly, but that was really good. They did a really good job of it. GSP, they didn't overuse him or anything. He was in there just like he should have been in there, and used exactly how he should have for basically a fight prop. And it was good. They did a good job.
Well, no, wait a minute. Let me set the scene because Friday. Let's see. Thursday it was what 84 degrees here,
Yeah.
and then I saw a picture of you at I don't know 8:30, 9 o'clock, and it was still probably 78 degrees, and you had a coat on.
it, here's the thing that you got to keep in mind. I actually on Thursday I put in a pretty good workout during class, and I came
Wait a
home.
minute. You mean you yelled
Yeah.
out commands?
What a dick! No, I put in a good workout. See, when you actually come in, like you can do things like sweat and things like that. I bashed my toe pretty good too. I don't think I want anyone holding anything for me anymore. It didn't turn black this time though, and there wasn't any nerve damage on the other person.
Yeah. By the way, I have feeling in all of 5 of my fingers now. So
It wasn't bad like that. You just lost feeling for a little bit, I thought.
yeah, for a little bit in 3 of my fingers. There's a nerve in the elbow where your big toe
You
cracked
shouldn't
my
have
elbow.
moved. You
Well,
moved.
I thought you were trying to hit a moving target. I know you want me
Oh
to
my
stand still.
gosh. So, I need to find that 2x4 video. It's somewhere. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do with it, but I wouldn't mind seeing it again.
Google it.
Because it's not on Google. It's not on YouTube. I don't know where the video is. I have a copy of it, but I'm probably going to have to order the parade video from the town to actually get it. But
Oh,
I don't know what I was talking about. But anyway, so Friday we went to
Captain
Conky.
America.
Fucking
Oh
love
yeah.
Conky. No, Captain America was Thursday night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Conky was Friday night, which was fucking... Conky's always good. And it's always good. I love Conky.
Where'd you go to
You know what I'm
mall?
talking about. Yeah, the one up at the mall.
Yeah. Oh, I love Conky.
Yeah, it's just fucking... I mean, that Emperor's Delight, does it get better than that?
Empress
I mean,
Delight.
Emperor's Delight. What do you get when you go there?
I get the filet, whatever filet is.
Okay. See, and I know what you're talking about. I get the Emperor's Delight, and it's got chicken, shrimp, and filet mignon.
Oh, you
And
know what? I don't get the chicken. I don't like chicken unless it's fried.
fat ass. But yeah, so I always get the Emperor's Delight. That's like my go-to. And then Saturday was his actual birthday, so I went over to beat him up, and then we went to Payway and ate lunch, and that was it. I got home, and then Monocles came over, and we got pretty fucked up and watched This Is the End, and then watched some wrestling shit, the Hall of Fame, which wrestling has to be talked about a little bit today, sir, because it's WrestleMania Day. But I gotta tell you, they did the Hall of Fame last night. Okay,
I saw some tweets about that.
it was interesting. I don't think it's ever been broadcast before, and it's on their WWE network, which even Sean was Monocles was saying, "Wow, that's a nice website." Like they do a really good job, and Mr. T was inducted. There's like some chick I never saw, and she talked forever, and neither one of us could pay attention to what she was saying. Jake Roberts was a good one because he got personal. He was like almost dead. Like
Jake
from
the Snake
drugs.
Roberts?
Yeah, from drugs and stuff. And then Diamond Dallas Page picked him up, who is an old wrestler who's got a yoga system, and
Yeah.
basically saved his life. And I don't know if you remembered Razor Ramon, but saved his life too. They were both inducted last night, and they had nice little speeches. Jake was, apologizing to his family and, talking about all the wrestling he did. It was neat. It's nice hearing, because this is like when they're not in character; they're just talking. And
Hey, Diamond Dallas Page was on Duck Dynasty last week.
was he?
Yeah, they brought a ring out and everything.
He pops out everywhere. See, I knew Diamond Dallas Page before he became what Diamond Dallas Page is now. Like, he was younger, and he wasn't the bad guy that he turned into. And now, he's just regular him. But I didn't realize how big he was, I think, until recently.
I didn't either. I had no
Because he
clue.
wasn't that big when I used to watch him. But, yeah, so there was that. Mr. T, though, like Ultimate Warrior, that was an okay one. But Mr. T, we know Mr. T. Everyone knows Mr. T.
I pity the fool.
Yeah, A-Team, Rocky. I mean, it's Mr. T. He got up there, and his speech is 1,000% well worth watching. Now, just because Monocles and I were maybe a little bit fucked up, or more than a little bit, we were laughing our asses off throughout the whole thing. It was he started off with this like kind of mean, threatening stare, and just talked in regular voice, but it's definitely Mr. T's voice, and he's like, "If you don't mind, I'm gonna talk about my mama. And I'm sure you're not gonna mind, so I appreciate your time." And like just someone saying that to a room full of people looking all pissed off, it's like intimidation factor. Well, he proceeded to talk about his mom for like 25 minutes. And the thing that really did it, I mean, the way he talked about her was definitely weird. Like, one of the things he said something like, when I think about my mama, I feel something special go throughout my body. And it's like, wow. All right. That was kind of weird. But he actually thanked her. And there was no discussion about wrestling, which usually comes into play with like how WWE changed your life and what if you're doing, blah, things like that. None of that. But at one point, he actually thanked his mom for sharing her urinary tract with him while she was pregnant.
Well, that's actually not where he came from.
It's just, it was so, what the fuck are you talking about? And finally they played him out. He's the only one that got played out. And I felt kind of bad for him because the guy who was going next was, I guess, on deck. And, everyone knew who he was, and he walked out and he looked kind of uncomfortable, and Mr. T looked at him, and for like a couple seconds, like 3 seconds, and then it finally clicked what was happening with Mr. T, and he's like, "Oh, they're playing me off." And he's like, "I'm sorry." He said "I'm sorry" like a bunch of times, and I felt kind of bad for him. Like, you could have told him to wrap it up. You didn't have to tell him to stop right now. So, but it was interesting. And then they got WrestleMania today, which I'm sure you're seeing a lot of tweets about that right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's,
I'm just waiting for the race to start. They're in a rain delay.
Oh, is there a race today?
It's Sunday. There's a race every Sunday except Easter and Mother's. Well, actually, there's a race on Mother's Day.
There's a race every Sunday?
Yeah. They have like 43 races throughout the year. They're pretty much straight through.
So at what point, and I got to clear my throat again, and fuck you, because I did go back and listen to that segment of our show a few weeks ago. So that was bad. So how long does race season last?
It goes from February till October.
February to October. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah.
How does race season tie in with boat season? Like, you go boating on Sundays sometime.
Most Sundays, every Saturday, most Sundays. DVR. I watch the race in about an hour and a half on Sunday nights.
Hey.
What?
Come here.
No.
Come here. Get up here. Lay down. You're being unprofessional. I'm going to fine you. Lay down. So you watch a 3-hour race in an hour and a half. Do you stop at certain points of the race? Like, you always want to see what happens at this point? Or do you just say, fuck it, and just press play at random spots?
No, if they're just showing the cars going around, I kind of go fast forward through that. I'll usually, if I know when pits are coming up, I'll start watching before they pit so I can kind of see what the pit strategies are of 2 tires, 4 tires. And then, of course, if there's a wreck, I got to see that. Just like if I see blood in UFC, got to. Which I don't usually. If I DVR those, I just watch them straight up because I'm scared I'll miss something.
Well, yeah, I'll skip through some of them every once in a while, but usually what what I've been doing lately is I'll watch them on my computer, and then I go back and watch them on the DVR, later. And that way, if there's, because I've seen a lot of fights, and I think I'm getting older, and I just don't want to watch all the bad fights.
Yeah.
So that way, if there's a good fight and there's things I want to see, if there's techniques I want to look at, whatever the case may be, I can just go to the DVR and go right there, and then I'm done.
Did you see any of the Bellator fights Friday night? I watched one fight and it was fantastic.
I don't watch Bellator.
Oh, it was such a good fight, and I don't remember the guy's name, but that was a very good fight. It went 3 rounds, and I don't know how it went 3 rounds because the guy got just an ass whooping in the second round. But
see, that's another one that I wouldn't have known about because I didn't talk about fights because I didn't see shit Friday, and that's another night I just didn't even bother looking at Wikipedia. I just said fuck it, or Twitter. I mean, I just said fuck Twitter. I'm going to bed. So 3 rounds. You don't know. Let's see who it was. What fight?
It was the next to the last fight. In fact, you know what?
Do you know who fought Friday night? I don't even know who fought Friday night.
No, I sure do not.
Oh, Chikongo fought.
Oh yeah.
Because I think I saw he lost. I do remember seeing that. I think Saturday morning.
And see, I must have been watching a fight that happened. Something must end quick because I think the fight I saw was, gosh, it was either the last fight or next to the last fight.
All right, so Herman Torrado, was it a draw?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I did hear a little bit about that. Herman Torrado and Justin Baseman. I think Torrado didn't. I know that name. Where has he fought before? Strike Force. That's where I know his name from. Okay, yeah, that was a majority draw. I think something sounds familiar. I think Herman Torrado is War Machine's buddy too. I think War Machine tweeted something about that fight.
Yeah, it was a. Oh man, it should not have been a draw.
Yeah, I don't like what Bellator did with Eddie Alvarez, so I don't watch him. I don't know. I'm not. Maybe that's bad, but I don't like what they did. They fucked him over. Who's fighting on Bellator this week? Joey Beltran and see, that's a pretty good fight. Joey Beltran and Vlad Badiashenko. That's a fun fight. But I won't watch it. Rob Emerson, he's a dick. Carl Parisian's fighting on. Oh fuck, I like Carl Parisian.
You have to watch that now.
No. No, I don't. Don't tell me what I have to do.
You will watch it now since you said that.
What a jerk. So, let's go through this real quick because we have to do it. Tell me who wins. Fuck me. Okay, tell me who wins. 4-way, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks. 4-way tag team match. The Usos, the Matadores, the Real Americans, or Ryback and Curtis Angle.
What are you talking about?
Who wins? Just pick one.
Americans.
I knew you were going to pick them.
That's the only reason I've got. It's because of their name. I don't even know who you're talking about.
They're fun.
I'm assuming wrestling.
Daniel Bryan and Triple H.
Triple H.
Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, which actually I am looking forward to that one because they're going to hit each other. That's not going to be just a completely fake match. That's not that they're going to hit each other. Now here's the thing to consider on this one. Here's a little bit of background. The Undertaker has never lost in 21 WrestleManias. He's undefeated. Is Brock, and they're making a big deal about that. Is Brock Lesnar going to be the person who breaks that streak, that wins?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
In fact, I've got pretty good word.
Why do you think that?
Well, I've heard some rumblings about it from some people that are in the know that this is going to be the streak breaker.
I don't think so. There's no advantage to having an old guy, and not that Brock Lesnar is an old man, but he's not 23 or 25. There's no advantage in having someone who's too old to reset that streak, break the streak. I would think they would pass the torch to like a younger guy who would stand a shot at maybe, being big. Brock Lesnar's already been big, but I don't know. That's one I don't know. John Cena and Bray Wyatt.
Cena. Oh,
You
God.
know his name.
Yep.
Bray Wyatt's like a cult guy. Hey, speaking of cult guy, are you watching that Kevin Bacon show?
Yes.
Is it? Because I haven't seen any of the second season, but is the second season still good?
Well, I didn't watch anything but the second season. I just watch it when Pants is watching it, and so I'm usually reading because I'm an intellectual type. And what's the guy's name? Johnny. Johnny.
I don't know his name.
John Carter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. He's the main guy. They're chasing.
Is that Kevin Bacon's? Oh, is that the cult leader?
Yeah.
See, I saw the last season, and I liked it. It's just there's too much shit on, so I was like, I'll just wait until the end of the season. I'll watch it over the summer or something.
Yeah, that'd be good. But have you seen the twin brothers in it? Are they in it that season?
The twin brothers.
And I can't really explain it more.
Did they wear skulls on their boots?
I haven't seen that.
I'm going back to Breaking Bad. Hey, did you know Breaking Bad is a prequel to The Walking Dead?
How does that tie in?
So, and we talked about this in the car ride too. Hold on, I'm going to pull up an article. Breaking Bad, Walking Dead. They're both on AMC, which I didn't even really think about. Here we go. Is Breaking Bad a prequel to The Walking Dead? Down. Is this the same one? Alright, so here are the clues. The first clue is that Merle, who was in season 2, apparently his stash, he had a drug stash, and there's a picture of it, and he had like pill bottles and stuff. But and I see it, there's a bunch of little blue crystals at the bottom of the bag. Like, he bought it, like, he bought Walter's, crystal meth.
Yeah.
So there's that. Then apparently there's something. So let's see here.
One more time.
There's a car that this Oriental kid Glenn steals in The Walking Dead, like it was abandoned. So I guess he just took it so he could go somewhere. It's the exact same car that Challenger car that Walter White bought for Walt Jr., that red Challenger with the black stripes.
But he set the car on fire.
I don't remember that. Did he?
Yeah, I mean, she told him to take it back to the dealership, and he's like, I won't be undermined. He carries it to a parking lot and burns it out, and then finally sets it on fire.
I don't remember that. I must have been high. And then there's another, there's one that apparently aired not long ago where this is like the kicker. One of the characters was talking about his drug dealer, his brother, Merle, the guy I referenced earlier. He said Merle had this drug dealer, this janky little white guy. He says, I'm going to kill you, bitch. Like, that's what he would say. I'm going to kill you, bitch. So there's like a lot of little clues that they throw in. It's like, so maybe the zombie outbreak was caused by someone mismanufacturing Walt's crystal blue.
Oh, that would be interesting.
I think that would be a little bit interesting. The Walking Dead is back to being good again, by the way. Even though the season's over now. But man, was that sucking. You don't watch that, right?
I do not.
Did you watch How I Met Your Mom yet?
I did. We watched like 6 episodes in a row to get caught up so we could watch the finale.
What'd you think? I just watched it again this morning. What'd you think of it?
I kind of sort of predicted the end of it, but I really thought I didn't like it. I didn't like Barney and him getting the divorce. You know, it took the whole season to get to the wedding, and in the first 5 minutes they were divorced.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, spoiler alert.
Well, it was years later.
Yeah, and I also didn't like they left you at the end with him going to chase Robin again. You know, I honestly thought it would wrap up to the end where him and Robin had gotten married after his wife died, and they were living happily ever after. That's the way I wanted it to end.
I think that's what happened though. I think that's how it did end. It's just they were trying to wrap it up in one scene.
Yeah, but I think he should have. I don't know because he's been chasing her for 9 years. He's still chasing her.
So, well, no, but I think like did you get the blue French horn thing?
Yes,
Do you know the history of on all that?
I do, but I forgot.
Like he like stole it a bunch of times for, and I think one time because I went and read about it this morning. One time they went to the same place and it was chained to the wall. That I think that was she said in that first episode that something like I forgot what it was, but something like my prince will, the one who's gonna love me will be here with my with this blue French horn. I think that was that symbol. You
Uh,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like here, I can pull it up real quick because it wasn't very hard to find. How I Met Your Mom, blue French horn, because it had the quote that she said. How I Met Your Mother wiki. So she said. It reminded her of Smurfy. She said she'd like one on her apartment that her Robin kept on it. She says at some point, he'll have the blue French horn or something like that. So that was what that was supposed to be. I thought it was in the first episode, but I don't feel like reading through the 7 other episodes to find it. But yeah, I thought they did an okay job. I don't know what they could have done differently with where the
Not
season went.
They could have not made the wedding scene last the whole season and did a little bit more with the stupid ending.
Are you playing Candy Crush? What's wrong with you? Be professional. This is the guy who just. Never mind. I'm not even going to say what I did right before we went on air.
I just
But
might have
yeah,
give you a life.
I don't know. I don't know like what else they could have done. So fuck it. I mean, I liked it. It was a good show. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was going to say I don't know that I'm interested in the How I Met Your Dad segment because like she dies. Like I kind of, you know what I mean? Like I kind of lose interest if I know you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Like I can have opinions. Like I had opinions on Dexter, and I
Where did the
always
How I
thought
Met
that
Your
he
Dad
should
come
die at
up?
the end. What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
Well, we were just talking about How I Met Your Mom.
Yeah, but where did the How I Met Your Dad come from?
You don't know about that spinoff show?
Evidently not.
Oh yeah, there's a spinoff show. Remember they did that one episode where it really, really, really focused on her and her friends?
Who's
That was
her?
like the wife, the mom.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yes.
That was like their test run to see if they're going to do a spinoff. They're doing a spinoff of that, and it's going to be about how she met the dad, which is a good idea. I just don't care anymore because she's dead. Like, what do I care?
They killed her off pretty
Um,
quick, too.
yeah, I mean, well, I guess she had 2 kids. Um, but it's just I don't know. I'll still watch it. I'm sure. I'm pretty positive. Did you watch Metamorph yet? Did you log in?
No.
You gotta watch. You gotta watch that Eddie Bravo shit, or watch it through that Rogan podcast I sent you, where he breaks it down,
Oh, yeah.
which was pretty neat. Yeah, you get that fucking fight was so ridiculous. I only saw 4 recap Metamorphs really quick. I only saw the last 4, and they were all good. They were all fun. I didn't see the first 2 yet, but at the very least, you gotta watch the Eddie Bravo Hoyler Gracie fight.
Well, that's the one I wanted to watch anyway.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, and how the Gracies have handled it is fucking shitty too. I mean, they've handled it like asses, right on down to Hoist Gracie calling him out and like starting shit with him after the fight. Like it's dick. You don't
Well, I
do
didn't.
that.
I knew there was something going on, but I didn't know he had called him out.
Yeah, Eddie talks about it on Rogan's show. he they just finished. He was all emotional. He kind of broke down when he was doing his post fight speech talk with Kenny Florian. Um, but he was backstage and he was throwing up. And he said this is on film too. He was throwing up in a trash can because he was emotional and drained and tired. And he hears a voice, because after the fight he was talking about it ended in a draw because it was submission only. But really, it wasn't a draw. It was really Eddie Bravo kicked his ass. But he was just, I can't believe it. I thank the Gracies, all the Gracies, and everything they've done. And, he was very gracious after the fight. So he hears a voice come up behind him and he goes, "It's good what you said about my family today because I didn't like what you said before." And he was like, "What the fuck?" And he, turned around and it was Hoist. And he's like, "What are you talking about?" And Hoist is like, "You've been disrespectful to the Gracie family," and started yelling at him. And then Eddie started pointing his finger and yelling back at Hoist like, "No, what the fuck are you talking about? I fucking did a whole dedication to him in my book. It was all about the Gracies. Fuck you." And Hoist slapped his hand away, and then I guess they separated them both. But it's like, I guess Hoist was bad because he just kicked his brother's ass, maybe? I don't know. But it's, be cool. Hoyler said, he's like, "Oh no, it was a draw. Like the Gracies are posting pictures." Gracie Mag posted the pictures from the fight, and it was all like more of a neutral position instead of Eddie Bravo kicking the shit out of him.
Huh.
Like, be gracious. Say like, "Yeah, you know what? Eddie Bravo did some really cool shit because he's evolving. Jiu-jitsu is what he's doing. Eddie, just like the Gracies evolved with their Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Well,
Yeah.
Eddie Bravo's evolving Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with all his crazy techniques and shit and things that he does and figures out when he's high, and because he's always fucking high, and do that. Say, yeah, we're gonna go train with him. He's really changing things. That's what you should do. You don't start acting like it was a draw and it was even. No, it wasn't even. You got your ass beat, and just say you got your ass beat and everything's cool.
That's very strange.
Yeah, so I don't like that, but definitely watch Metamoris because that was the Eddie Bravo Hoyler Gracie fight. All right, fights. My dad's coming back into town this week, so it'll be an interesting week again. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Fights on Friday afternoon. I thought it was Friday night. It's Friday afternoon. Now,
Oh, what time?
apparently, the main card, it looks like, starts at 2. So the main card will probably be 2 to 5, and the undercard will probably start at 11. Which, I'll be at work. I really probably won't get to watch anything live except the last 2 fights. Alright. That kind of
You
sucks.
should reschedule your surgery.
I forgot I'm a brain surgeon. Alan Omer and Jim Ehlers. I don't even know who they are. I'm not sure who either one of them is. I've never heard of them. There's no page on them. I don't know who the fuck you got on that one. And why?
No clue. Never heard of them.
Like you don't have like a. You got it. Well, you have to have a pick.
I'm trying to find them on the card. Who did you say?
Alan Omer and Jim Ehlers. Jim Ehlers kind of sounds familiar, but I don't think it is. I think that might just be someone else's name that's close. I don't think it's really him. If that makes any sense.
18-3 versus 12-1. Oh, let's go with Jim because his name sounds more American.
Is that racist?
Mm,
That's patriotic.
yes.
See, that's why I stopped before I said racist, because I like saying things are racist when who cares if they're racist? But I don't think that was really racist. I can't even say who cares because that was patriotic. That's like the Brazilians cheering for the Brazilian guy.
Yeah, but I mean like nationalistic or patriotic.
Isn't that? Did you just George Bush a word?
Yes.
Nationalistic?
Yes.
I've never
Pulling for
heard
your
nationalistic.
nationality.
I'm fingerlistic. I'm pulling from my finger. Uh, Chris Kamasi and Andrew Craig. I don't know Andrew Craig. Let's see here. He beat Chris Lieben. What does Andrew Craig look like? I've seen all of Lieben's
uh,
fight.
he looks like a guitar instructor I used to have. Long hair.
Oh, I know Andrew Craig. Oh shit! Well, hold on. I'm not sure I agree. I was gonna go Chris Camozzi, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm going Andrew Craig now. I know exactly. I like Andrew Craig. I remember that Lieben fight. That was a fun fight. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going
I'm
him.
going Andrew Craig.
I'm going him because he's got the name highlight.
Yeah. I mean, Camozzi's on his way out. He's got who's he fought? I know he's got a couple losses. Oh, he lost to Souza and Larkin. I mean, well, that's not a losing to Souza isn't that big of a deal because everyone's gonna fucking lose to Souza. Souza and Weidman is the fight that I want to see.
Oh,
Because Souza is that's the fight that I want to see right there. So I'm going Andrew Craig. I think Chris Camozzi's on his way out, and he's done. That's where I'm going with it. Who else is fighting? Talus Ladies and Trevor Smith. Who's Trevor Smith? I need to look up Trevor Smith because I don't
hot sauce.
recognize. I need
He's
his
got a
face too.
Johnny Hendricks beard. You got to pull for the beard.
Why do you have to pull for the beard?
Because it's cool.
Yeah, he's also got a mohawk. I know this
Johnny
guy.
Hendricks just don't care.
Who's he fought? Because I'm going Tellus latest right now. Let me see who this guy's fought. Because I don't fully recognize him. The name's familiar. I just don't really recognize his face. Beat Houston, lost to Herman Kennedy, lost to Jean Vellante. Oh no, I'm going Tellus ladies. That's easy. Tellus ladies, done. And you're going with Trevor Smith? Ha! You're gonna lose.
I'm sticking with him. Hot sauce.
You're gonna lose. Honey Yaya, who's been around forever, and Johnny Bedford, who I know that name. He was on Tough or something. Which one is Johnny Bedford? Tough, Bisping and Miller. I know that name. Johnny Bedford, MMA. Oh yeah, there he is. I recognize him. Okay. He's like with the longer hair. Okay. Hanayaya has got to be like 80 years old at this point. He's been fighting, I think, forever. Let's see, Hanayaya. Hanayaya's never going to be champion either. I say that, watch him become champion next year.
nice jinx.
I'm going Johnny Bedford.
Yeah, I am too.
I think Hanayaya's fight age, and he's 29. I just looked at. I think he's been fighting. He's got to have been fighting for 13 years, maybe 14 years. I should have looked at that, and I already closed him out, so I'm not gonna. Jared Roshholt and Daniel Omialanzuk. Yeah, Daniel Omialanzuk. There's nothing foreign about that name, is there? Holy crap. Jeez.
Yeah,
okay.
and Jared has a American flag tattoo. I'm going with my theme.
Are you allowed to get American flag tattoos?
Yeah.
Really?
Why? Yeah.
Well, you can't wear the flag.
Well, you can wear the
Can you?
flag. You're not supposed to.
Well, it's against one of the rules.
What a minute. What rules? UFC?
The the flag rules.
Oh, yeah, but it's not a legal rule.
Well, no, but it's still a rule. I mean, you're not supposed to break any rules.
It's not a law. It's a
Says the
rule.
hypocrite with the headset on his head. Um,
What?
Because I said you're not supposed to break any rules, says the hypocrite who has the headset on his head. Because I'm pretty sure I break rules all the time. Pretty sure I broke a rule 5 minutes before we broadcasted.
Well, that's actually a law.
Oh yeah, I like Jared Russell. I'll go with him. I have no clue who this Daniel Omilinzuk guy is. Is this guy a late replacement or something? Yeah, I don't know who that guy is. So, Jared Rosholt. Ramsey Najim and Daniil Dariush. I don't know who Benil Dariush is, so that's Ramsey Najim by default. I don't know who it is.
He's undefeated.
Although, you know what? Looking at it, I don't have one upset on here. I'm going to pick that as my upset. Benil Dariush is going to beat Ramsey Najim. And I don't really know that that's an upset because I don't know who Benil Dariush is. But upset as far as notoriety goes. I'll remember him if he does.
I think he's going to beat Ramsey.
Because I said he's going to beat Ramsey?
No, because
Copycat?
he's 7-0.
Oh, the new guy?
Yes.
See, but you see 7-0, but I mean 7-0 doesn't really mean anything. Because think about the fact that they're 7-0, but who have they fought?
They fought 7 other guys that they beat.
But they might be guys on just a local, small, regional circuit that don't have any experience. Like, you know what? The barista who fought Daniel Cormier,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was 12-0. He got
Yeah,
his
but
ass handed to him by Daniel Cormier. It wasn't even close.
so you're saying he might have fought those guys. He also might have fought guys who were good.
Well, I figure if he
Touche.
fought guys who were good, like relatively named guys too, he would probably wind up with a Wikipedia page by default because people know who he is and you could see who he's beat and who he's fought. There's no information on him. So I'm counting him out, but I'm still going to say that he's going to win just to have an upset. That's my upset pick. Who the fuck else is fighting? Ooh, John Howard and Ryan LaFleur. Ooh. My brother's fighting. See what I did there?
Well, I don't know if you want to. Have you seen this picture? You may not be related. Just saying.
Yeah, I get that. Okay. Yeah, we might. Oh, you know what? I could have said that my brother John Howard is fighting, and it could have just. I didn't even make that connection. It could have just been because he's black. My brother John Howard is playing. I wasn't even going that route, but that does work. Let me see. Who's Ryan LaFleur? Let me look at his face and see who this guy is. Because I know the name. Oh yeah, he kind of looks like Ed Herman. All right, who's he been fighting? Oh yeah, Court McGee fight. I remember that. Who are the other people? I don't know who the other people are. I remember the Court McGee fight. John Howard. Oh, he's the guy that beat Uriah Hall, and Uriah Hall almost got cut and asked Dana White for one more chance, and Dana White, because he liked him, said, okay, you get one more chance, and then he retired Chris Lieben. Yeah, okay, I know John Howard. I knew he was black, but now I can see his face now. Yeah, John Howard, he's got that one. No problem. John Howard all day.
Ooh, and then Clay Guida. I've seen him before.
I've seen two versions of him. And Tetsuya Kawajiri, that could be, depending on what version of Clay Guida shows up, that could be your fight of the night.
Well, Guida, he does put on a good fight, I will say that.
Not lately. Lately he's been blah, and he's been getting his ass beat too. What are his past 3? He's got to be 1-2. Let's see here. Yeah, lost to Chad Mendez, beat Hatsuhiyuki, lost to Gray Mater, lost to Ben Henderson. So he's probably, Guida has to win or he's done. But he has not been. When's the last time he won a fight of the night bonus?
Oh.
And this is the guy who fucking, you always knew his fights were going to be exciting. He's got 5 fight of the night bonuses. He hasn't had one since Diego Sanchez in 2009. He's gotten 2 submission of the nights, but not since. He hasn't had a bonus, an of the night bonus, in 3 years. I mean, something happened. I think he started training at Jackson's, and Jackson sometimes people play it a little too safe, and I don't know if he fell into that hole or not. But I want him to be back, but I'm telling you, I got Hatsuhiyuki on this one.
You think he's turned the corner?
I think Clay Guida might be about done. I don't think he's not going to finish him, and I don't think he's going to outlast him in a draw. But this right here could very easily be fight of the night. Or fight of the afternoon, I guess, if you're us. That'll be at like 3 o'clock. See, I might be home in time for that. So that could work out well. I could get home just in time for that fight.
I won't be able to make that.
No, you'll have to watch it at night. I'll have to. Yeah. Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira and Roy Nelson.
Nogueira.
Wow.
I know. Well, if Roy doesn't come out and get a knockout, he's not going to go on the ground with him. But Nogueira, I think, is more well-rounded. Even though I know Nelson is a good jiu-jitsu guy, I hadn't seen him yet, except in a video against him and, who was it, Matt Hughes or somebody.
No, you saw the Frank Mir video.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah, the Frank Mir video. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, see, I'm going Roy Nelson, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't know that Nogueira's great. You can't say anything bad about the guy's jiu-jitsu. You can't say anything bad about Roy Nelson's jiu-jitsu either. The thing of it is, Nogueira is not going to finish Roy Nelson. I don't see Roy Nelson tapping. He might get in bad positions that he can't get out of, but I don't think Nogueira is going to be able to submit him because Roy Nelson is that good. And even though Nogueira might control, he's not going to tap. And Nelson, if you lay down too long, the refs will stand you up. So Nelson will wind up back on his feet, and I think Nelson will likely knock him out. I'm pretty sure Nogueira has been knocked out. I'm trying to think. Well, yeah, Frank Mir knocked him out. Shit. That was the fight before. Yeah, Frank Mir knocked him out. I think Frank Mir was the only person to knock him out and to tap him out, actually, when I think about it. Or the first person. I think he's been knocked out since Mir. But yeah, I got. Well, shit. When I just analyzed that, though, now I'm going back to Nogueira. Fuck it. I'll go Nogueira. I'm going with you.
Yay, you finally picked a winner.
We picked some of the same fights. Or some of the same people.
Then you might have picked a winner before then.
You're so tarded. Alright, well, this week I'm trying to go short because, I'm tired. And your race is probably starting soon, too. But we're going to wrap up. But this week, I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I got regular shit. And like I said, my dad's in town. And I don't know what to expect there. That could be interesting.
We'll have to make sure our listener knows what time we're on then.
I think we have like I think 5 subscribers on Ustream, and I think we have a few subscribers on YouTube. I think we have like 5 or 6 listeners now.
Mm.
I think we're moving up.
Well, it's this witty banter we have. Banter.
The witty banter is better when 1, we're both not really tired, and 2, we're both inebriated.
Which is usually most of the time.
Yeah, we'll work on that next week. We'll fix at least the inebriated part. If I have to go over there and shove a funnel in your mouth, we'll get you inebriated. Although I'm pretty sure I won't have to do that. All right. Well, listen, everyone who's listening live, WrestleMania pre-show in 30 minutes.
You heard about that guy who died, right? The MMA guy?
What guy? No. Who?
The guy, we thought he was dead last week when he got pencils stuck in his ears.
What?
Remember the guy we were talking about last week? He got pencils shoved in his ears and he died.
Oh, yeah. And you were mad at him or something. Weren't you going to kill him off in a really bad way or something like that? How did he die this week?
He was outside of this movie theater. He was alone. And he was trying to watch this movie, and there was a bunch of young kids out front, talking smack to him, and he kind of bowed up at them. Well, I mean, they were all girls, and he thought, well, I could take 2 or 3 of them. But he didn't realize there were like 9 of them. And there was a softball team there. And
so there were 9, they don't have any replacements, huh?
No, well, the whole team, 3 of them didn't like the movie, so only 9 of them showed up. So he decides to man up and take them on, and he didn't make it.
Well, how did he die though? What did they do to him to kill him?
You know those big round manhole covers?
Yeah.
They took his phone and threw it in a manhole cover, and this is after they beat him up a little bit. I mean, it's a little embarrassing, but I didn't want to give out too many details. So they threw his phone under a manhole cover. And he was crying. He's like, I got all my contacts in there. I don't know what I'm going to do. So they're like, well, why don't you go get your phone? So he crawls over to the manhole cover. He sticks his head in the manhole cover. They jump on the manhole cover. They cut his head off. It is still in the sewer, I think. It has not been found. Now, I heard he's got one of those transponders that his head will beep for 30 days. But I'm not so sure he's going to make it.
Why would he look with his head like that?
I don't know. It's crazy, right? I don't know. Why wouldn't you just shine a light down there? And he just stuck his head in the manhole cover. And they all stood on it. And you know how hard it is to get 9 people to stand on a manhole cover? It's hard.
Holy shit. Okay, they never found the head?
No, it floats, So it went on down.
Wow, he didn't even make it. Wasn't even suicide this week. It was homicide. Someone might have some anger issues we need to work on next week too. We'll talk it out, because that might be the first homicide that we've had.
By the way, the girls' softball team actually made it into the movie on time. There's a lot of trailers in the movie, so they didn't even miss their show, which I'm thankful for. You know what they were going to see, right?
What?
The Ice Princess movie. What's that movie called?
The Ice Princess movie.
Yeah, that cartoon with all the women singing. Thought you saw that.
What?
Yeah, what is the princess movie with all the singing on it?
I think like every Disney movie is a princess movie with singing on it. Isn't it?
The new one that's out now that won all the Oscar awards.
Oh, Frozen.
Frozen, yeah. They were going to see Frozen. And he was trying to debate and saying Frozen was not believable, and they were like, "Oh yes, it is," and he's like, "No, it's not," and that's where it started at, and he just wouldn't shut his mouth.
You know, it wasn't believable. You know what? I will probably watch at least some of that at some point because I just don't. It looks. I've seen like 2 commercials and it just looks stupid. It doesn't look like it would be as good as everyone. You know, The Incredibles. I could see people saying that about The Incredibles, the greatest animated movie of all time, but not Frozen. It looks dumb.
It looks unbelievable, like WWE.
WWE is very believable. Have you ever been hit with a steel chair?
No, but I was watching some of the show the other day, and I saw them take 3 tables, and they keep bringing tables into the ring and breaking people over the tables, which I thought was a little excessive.
I feel like it's in the contract, like they have to break X amount of tables every episode, like because the fans expect it at this point.
And they weren't reaching their quota.
I thought it was excessive. They had a while ago Brock Lesnar beat the shit out of these little guys. Like they weren't even very big. They were going out there for a match, and Brock Lesnar was mad and he wasn't getting his way, so he went out and interrupted the match and started like hitting people with a steel chair. And then his match came out, and he hit the guy with a steel chair like 20 times, and the athletic commission still let him fight. I don't think that's safe.
Is this the same
Like,
athletic commission that won't let Big John McCarthy ref in Nevada?
I don't know what state they were in, but it's like, where's the doctor say maybe you shouldn't fight? This is a bad idea. Like if you get a cut over your eye in mixed martial arts, which is a much safer organization to fight for, they'll like cancel your fight because you need a stitch. But these guys hit each other with chairs and nothing happens. Although I do like the wrestling version of chokeholds where they give you a 3 count. They let you, they'll hold the arm up and it has to drop 3 times.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's fair because once you're out, there is always the chance that you could wake back up on that third one, which happens a lot when you give the fighters an opportunity to come back. Think about how many fights could have been changed if mixed martial arts adhered to those rules. Everything would be different. Hoist Gracie
Yeah.
might not have won all those early UFCs because, they just didn't give him a chance. They didn't properly regulate how the match ended.
You have a point there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that the WWE is eventually going to change, when I say I mean change the fight world. The UFC will start adhering to the WWE. They will start doing ladder matches inside the cage. That'll happen. And in order for Chris Weidman to get the belt, he has to climb the ladder while Anderson Silva climbs the ladder, and then they both fall out of the cage and they still fight. Because it's still a fight. Just because you're not in bounds, you can still fight. So there's going to be a lot of changes that happen. Dana White will figure it out eventually. And he'll start to realize all the steel chair under the cage would be huge. If Frank Mir could have taken a steel chair to Brock Lesnar, that would have changed that second fight. Completely changed it.
I think Brock Lesnar was owning Frank Mir's arm at the time. I don't know if that would actually work.
I think we have another bit where we should take like an old fight, like a quote-unquote classic fight, and talk about how it would have changed if it were under WWE rules.
That sounds like a plan.
I think that could, like Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman in their last fight. Like, imagine how that could, if Anderson Silva, instead of using his leg to check that kick, if it was like a New York street fight and they had trash cans and stuff out there and he had the little trash can lid as a shield and Chris Weidman kicked the shield instead of Anderson Silva's leg, that would have completely changed the course of the fight.
Or if the doctor happened to stop the fight after he got his leg broke, and Silva could have come back and won.
Well, he could have if they'd have given Silva time to go through his superpowers like they did in the first one, and that's one of those things where accidents happen, and he just happened to catch him and he knocked off balance and hit his head and hurt himself. But if he had time to do his super move, that shit would have been over.
Yeah, it could have changed the history of fighting.
Yeah, he never got to give the fans the signal that the big super move was coming. So, until you hit that point, you never know what's going to happen. So there's a lot of things that could change. I actually think that could be a funny idea. We could do like just like you're allowed to do crazy rules and shit, and it would certainly change the thought process. Like, who cares if Anderson Silva can kick when Dan Henderson can grab you and slam your head into the cage? See, that changes the course of everything.
It changes everything.
Yeah. All right. I'm stopping the broadcast because I actually think that was a funny topic, and I think we should stop there before it goes downhill. All right, Samurai's out.
All right, Tahoe Butter out.
We'll see all you fuckers later. Have a good week.
Later.
I do kind of like that bit.
That would be funny.
I do think it could be kind of funny because we do need to have like a bit or two, like something that we do just every week. We just do this, like I think I talked about once, like a science thing. Like I go look up like a sixth grade science fact or something. We have to define what the term means or something like that. That could be fun.